What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this one I'm going to make a modern house. This is the 110th installment of Modern House, and if you believe it, this bad boy only takes 7 materials to make, which I discovered as I was trying to make the, block thing, but I don't need one because it's not even 10 materials. But anyway, here it is. It is a little strange, though, which you'll see later as we're building it. But yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space we have, this is a 37 by 21, and the materials we're needing to start off are gray concrete, smooth quartz blocks, black stained glass pens, black concrete, spruce planks, dark oak doors, and black stained glass blocks. That's all you need for this build. I know, it's kind of insane for a 37 by 21 space to only need 7 materials, but I'm here for it, I guess. Starting from the front left-hand corner of your 37 by 21 grid golf if you made it, you want to start by counting right by 4. And going up, you want to place 10 gray concrete. You have a weird choice here. You could, in theory, bring this all the way back to the back of the grid if you wanted, which would just be 20 back, if you don't care about cutting this off for now. I kind of want to, but I am going to just work around the section that we're going to have here. So you'll bring this row of gray concrete back with 2 rows. You will then take specifically the top 5 rows, which are these 5. And I guess including the row I just placed, you would be bringing it back with 18 additional rows of gray concrete. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Just like this. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I'm gonna make sure I got that number right, because math is mathematical. Anyway, you should end up with this really oddly shaped shape. Like so. You will then take the back 9 rows of gray concrete and just extend them down to the ground. This is not the normal way to start a house, but it's my way, so leave me alone. Actually, don't, because you're watching the video. Make the house. Do it. Do the thing. Okay, so anyway, you should have this, and we have a cardboard cutout in our wall. So we're gonna remove it, shall we? Let's make the little section to the left of it here. So if you're on the left side, it should be the 3 rows at the front, just so we're on the same page here. You want to take this backmost of those 3 rows and go left with 2 black stained glass pans. And then a smooth quartz block. You'll then go back on the left here with 2 pans, black concrete, 2 pans, black concrete, 2 pans, and then a smooth quartz block. You will extend that smooth quartz right by 2. And then copy that entire row 3 more times. This house is a lot of copying and a lot of the same window pattern. You will notice that very quickly. This side window pattern gets absolutely overused. I made this, like, last year, actually, funnily enough. Like, not even comically, I made this in 2024. So, yeah, some of the designs may have been a little bit interesting that I used. You'll then place a row of gray concrete on top of the walls there to create this C shape. And we might as well just bring it out on each side by 1 just to start already, and then fill in the middle with gray concrete, which is literally 2 whole rows. So that's kind of a taste of the absolute chaos that will be this building. This building is insane, I am telling you that right now. I've made some choices, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, you want to head to the right side of the gray concrete wall, still on the front here, and you want to be on the back gray concrete. You will extend it right with 2 black stained glass pans, black concrete, 2 black stained glass pans, and we'll just stop there for now because I find that easier. You will then bring that up, or copy that row 3 more times. This will be a little bit weird to see, I apologize, but you should have this. There we go, that's better. Place a row of spruce planks on top, and then you'll copy the window pattern. Still 4 rows tall and everything. It will be one row shorter than the gray concrete once you're done. There we go. I said the thing that I was supposed to say. And you should have this. We'll worry about bringing the gray concrete over later. It does end up squaring itself off, I will tell you that. But you can start by placing a row of spruce planks just to the right of the entire window section. So you end up with some sort of shape. I don't know, it's shapey, alright. You'll, anyway, either way, all of the ways, bring that spruce plank row forward an additional row, the entire thing. The weird line in the middle and the not weird line in the middle. You'll then extend the line here on the front row right with an additional 2 rows of spruce planks. This is getting more and more chaotic by the second. You'll then bring that furthest right row of spruce planks back with an additional 3 rows. This is where we're about to get lost in the sauce a little bit. Now, that's okay. It will happen, probably. You want to take this back right spruce plank and go back diagonally right with a smooth quartz block. From there, you'll go back diagonally right with a black glass. Then right with a dark oak door. Right with a black glass. Forward diagonally right with a smooth quartz block. And then you'll go right with 2 panes. Black concrete. 2 panes. Smooth quartz block. And then you'll go back with 2 panes. Black concrete. 2 panes. And then we'll just go with 4 smooth quartz blocks for now. That entire thing you will copy 3 more times. The only exception being the dark oak door will just be brought up with 2 black glass. It's really the only actually logical exception here to the whole thing. But yeah, I'm telling you, this window pattern is everywhere. You can't escape it. It's even on the 2nd floor. Actually, we've already made it on the 2nd floor, so no duh. It's even in the walls. I mean, yeah, that's where windows go. You should have this. So, it is probably advised you have night vision, and you'll see why fairly soon here, because I forgot to put lights on the builds, and I am just now realizing that as I'm on my PlayStation account without night vision on. But let's head to the right side first, and you want to, behind these smooth quartz here, you'll place a dark oak door, and then another row of smooth quartz. Just make sure it's all 4 tall, which would incline placing smooth quartz on top of the door. Behind that row of smooth quartz, you'll place another row of smooth quartz, which we don't really need, but it's better to place this one, because you want to essentially from it go right with, I love being on the wrong side, you want to go right from it with 13 gray concrete from the bottom here. Just like so. If you have your grid, you should be at the far right now. We're not going to quite bring that gray concrete up, because if we do, there's a thing on the back wall that will kind of get noped out of there, so we'll focus on that later. But this wall does not have any kind of, I guess, quote-unquote insulation. It's just a singular layer. This side of the house is accessible from, I want to say the 2nd floor it should be as well, but there is a door on the bottom floor. Yeah, it is accessible from the top. Which we might as well actually just finish making this. If you head to the furthest right gray concrete, you will extend it forward with 4 gray concrete. Then we'll just go left with 3, even though you only need 2. And then from this one here, you will go forward with 6 spruce planks. You'll then go left with 3. And then back with 7. And then you'll place a dark oak door and then a spruce plank at the back there. Bring each spruce plank up by 3. And the dark oak door will just be brought up with 2 spruce planks. We're still not really messing with the gray concrete just yet, because we don't actually need it for this part. Although, things will get weird right about now. It's time for it to get strange. So the row of the walls above where the first floor ends, it would be this row where you have these spruce planks actually on the left that kind of just go through or whatever. You want to, ironically, actually take these spruce planks here, and you'll take the furthest right one and extend it forward with a singular gray concrete like so. You'll then bring it right by 12. And then you'll pretty much extend it all the way back, and you can connect down to this gray concrete here. We might as well just connect down to it, because it doesn't really matter, but yeah. You should do that anyway. Anything where you're above like a pane or just an open area in general, or a block of glass or any sort of glass, you're just going to fill this in with gray concrete. Mainly you're concerned about the front here. I'm actually just going to go directly on top of the walls and then go back an additional row here at the front, because I don't know where the... or I don't know how the door, no, the door doesn't sit in at all, but I guess you don't need the back row then. You really only need the row just on top of the walls is important. But anyway, you should have this. Let's do the... Well, before we do the top floor, we actually want to add the other kind of side here. And this one is also very strange. At the right side of the gray concrete, you will take the fourth one back, which should be this guy right here. You want to bring it right with 10 smooth quartz blocks. If you are following, you will be one further than these spruce planks here on the right. You'll then bring each of these smooth quartz essentially all the way backward. And so the best thing I would do here is literally bring them all the way backward until they overhang the back by 1. If you do want to leave, like, above where the spruce is open, that is fine, but because for me it doesn't matter, I'm just going to bring it all the way back for the demonstration. But once you stick one further than the gray concrete, it will kind of help us figure out how this shape is going to work on the back once we are actually concerned about that. It's not really important yet, but yeah. You should have this, essentially, and again, you'll notice it just goes right through the gray concrete and sticks off the back by 1 here. That will definitely be important. Although not just yet. We will finish the top floor first before we're concerned about that. At the top floor here on the balcony, you want to take the spruce planks here, the, I guess, front row, and you want to head to the, I guess, the back one, and then you'll, from this back spruce plank, you'll go back diagonally right with a smooth quartz block, so it should be situated there. You will then bring it right with a black stained glass pane, then leave the next 2 blocks open, place a pane, smooth quartz block, pane, gap of 2, pane, and then you will end with a smooth quartz block. Beyond that, you should have 1 gray concrete. You will then copy that entire row 2 more times. Bring each smooth quartz block there up an additional 1, and then connect them together with black stained glass blocks. Like so. That just looks a little bit better than using pins. Has a little bit more, I guess, intricacy, if you will. It's a fun word to say. Intricacy. We can sort of start connecting things a little bit here before we start the next little area. What I really mean by that is you're going to take this top left gray concrete here, and you're just going to extend it all the way right until it's in line with the gray concrete corner here. And really from there, you might as well just bring it all the way back until you're in line with the back right corner as well. We won't quite fill anything in yet, and we do have to go further than that, but that is just good to get placeholders and stuff in and just know what we're doing. Like so. It's a great view. You can really see what I just did. But yeah, like so. You see everything is lining up. We will again still wait to fill everything in because it's not really important, but I would advise doing the same thing with the smooth quartz blocks, actually. Following pretty much the entire outline here. So you see I'll take this gray concrete and that's where the smooth quartz starts, so I'll just bring it all the way around. And then I'll end up going back and also going back to the left to connect what should be, it's not quite back into the gray concrete, but it'll be 1 short of it for now. Or 1 behind it, I should say. Not really hugely important how it works. A lot of this is just for marking stuff rather than actually doing anything productive. Although I guess that is still productive. You want to take the smooth quartz block row here back to the balcony that we just made, and you want to place a row of spruce planks forward diagonally right by 1. It should connect into the gray concrete like so. Each row we place will be 4 tall like this as we go. You will place another row to the right, and then you will place 4 rows of black stained glass panes. Oh lord, this is fun to place. You'll then place a row of black concrete, and then a row of black stained glass panes. You'll then pretty much end with a row of black stained glass blocks, and then a row of gray concrete. Again, some of this not needed, but most of it will be. You'll just fill in the right side here with smooth quartz blocks of this shape. Essentially, you're connecting every top block to every bottom block, and yeah. The only spot you wouldn't need is where the gray concrete is here on the right side. But, yeah. We are just going to ignore that one. Or at least I will, because I don't care. In worst case, if I were to make an interior, I could just, you know, be in here, and I would know that I could break that, so, yeah. What you can also do is I think we can start kind of forming and shaping up the back here a little bit more because it is a lot of just scaffolding and roughing out of things. So we will start by taking this back row of gray concrete here. And I'll start from this corner just because. And you want to start by bringing it up with 11 gray concrete. You will then really extend it from this angle. You'll extend the top 2 rows all the way right until they're one further than the smooth quartz blocks. AKA they're going to just connect into this gray concrete again. Like so. From this point, you can really box this off. I guess kind of. You're taking the right row of gray concrete and bringing it down, which would box that off. And then the smooth quartz center is getting filled in with smooth quartz, and the rest of the gray concrete is getting filled in with gray concrete. If you want to add windows here, you can. I just didn't. Modern houses, I generally am more specific with adding windows to the back, but on this particular, like, portion of the back, I just didn't. You do like some area, or you would like some areas to be a little bit window free, because, I don't know, maybe you'll have, like, a first floor bathroom where you wouldn't want people peeping in, because, you know, I don't think you would want that. Anyway, let's take this bottom row of smooth quartz here at the back, and you will bring it, you extend the whole thing back with 2 rows of spruce planks. It should be 4 rows tall. You'll then extend the spruce up with an additional 5 rows. So it'll, if you really want a measurement, it'll be one shorter than the kind of smooth quartz rectangle just to our left. Going right of this front, or I guess the backmost row of spruce planks, you'll place 4 rows of black stained glass panes. I love placing these. They're just an absolute dream to place. And then you can end with a row of spruce planks here on the right. Unfortunately, from here, the rest of the back is not so easy. It is a little bit more interesting with how the things work out. So you want to go from the spruce plank row and just go across, and you'll place a smooth quartz block, dark oak plank, or dark oak door, excuse me. We don't even have dark oak planks. And then you will place 10 smooth quartz blocks and end with a spruce plank. Going left to right again, you'll place smooth quartz block, skip over the door, smooth quartz block, 2 pins, smooth quartz block, 2 pins, smooth quartz block, 2 pins, smooth quartz block, and then a spruce plank. Copy that row 2 more times, except you will place smooth quartz on top of the dark oak door. And then from there, it's really just bringing your spruce plank up by 5 here on the right, and everything else up with 5 smooth quartz blocks. I keep seeing my account, and I'm like, who is that in my world? But it's me. I'm in my world. Off of the smooth quartz row just above where the windows sat, you'll place a row of black concrete sticking out that will extend to the right by 1, so it just connects into the gray concrete. Speaking of the gray concrete, you will take this topmost row and just extend it all the way left, and then once it overhangs the spruce by 1, you'll connect it into the wall. And you can see that actually squares off our build very nicely. Now, that doesn't mean that we're quite done, because we kind of just left the right side wide open and didn't really concern about it here, or didn't really think about it. So it isn't particularly difficult in any way. You're just taking these rows of gray concrete here at the far right, and you're extending them up and then all the way left until they are in line with this gray concrete, where they'll connect down into what should be a gray concrete row here. That does help us with measuring to make sure we actually have this in the right spot. And yeah, that's pretty nice. I didn't even realize that lined up like that. That's pretty cool. It is always good to use it as a parameter, but I don't know. And then really it's roof filling in from here, except for I know one minor detail that I do need to point out. Although I would recommend at least staying through the roof filling in as well, because I do want to make sure that I have everything after that. But this kind of bottom balcony here, where you have the doors, on the outermost gray concrete, you'll just place black stained glass panes around the edge, and it should connect into spruce planks on both sides, funnily enough. But you should have this. So yeah, now it is just filling in the roofs. So how this works The gray concrete section here, you're just filling in the kind of singular row at the top, and then just making sure you kind of fill in the front of it at the right side here. The smooth quartz you can fill in with smooth quartz, obviously, and then the gray concrete you will fill in with gray concrete, which is, I think, also fairly simple. Basically, the right side is smooth quartz, left side is gray concrete. Couple things I will mention. Skylights are something you could consider. I don't usually make them, but I will every once in a while throw one in, so you can kind of just put some black glass blocks into the gray concrete and, like, surround it with smooth quartz slabs or something on the roof. Whatever you think looks good. The other thing is lighting in general. As I mentioned, there's that one little area where it divots in, where the doors are. That's kind of intended to be, I guess, a garage where you could put your car. I don't know why I didn't make pavement. Frankly, I should have and probably would have most of the time, but I didn't. So, yeah, that is something to consider, and also something that you could definitely add. Maybe even just like a lantern or something, or, I don't know, make up some cool lighting. Anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your modern house, the 110th installment complete. I'll just give you a quick little whirl around, and yeah, that looks pretty good. Definitely one of my favorites, actually. It's kind of set in the world for a while, and I didn't really know much or think much of it, but I came back to it because I remembered it was on my list to do a tutorial on a modern house, and I was like, I don't remember what it looks like, and I thought it looked pretty good, so figured I would rip it out real quick. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.